Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kennedy, and I'm addressing you from Naivasha, Kenya. This afternoon, I'd like us to look at a very, very important topic insofar as the scriptures are concerned. We are reading from the book of Revelation. Revelation is one very, very important book, and it's the only book in the Bible that the listener or the reader is actually promised a blessing for reading and understanding what is written therein. That is Revelation chapter 1. I would like us to read the 3rd verse. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So, my dear listener, the time is at hand. These words were written 2,000 years ago, and they are very much important today. They are very relevant today, much more so than they were 2,000 years ago. Now, Revelation covers quite a number of topics, but I just want us to look at Revelation chapter 13 and from verse 16. Chapter 13, from verse 16, sorry. This is what it says. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That is the topic that I want us to cover this fine afternoon. It's a topic of great concern, considering the events that we are seeing all over the world, in terms of the indications that the end is very, very near. We are sure had talked about earthquakes, we are seeing them, talked about volcanoes, talked about tsunamis, talked about hurricanes, talked about wars and famine, talked about diverse pestilences, like now we are having to deal with COVID-19. These were things that were prophesied about. And at the end of that prophecy, we see that there is a beast that was indeed going to enforce all human beings to worship it and to receive its mark and the number of its name. So in this topic here, I just want us to cover the number of the beast. Maybe the other topic concerning the actual mark of the beast, would do it some other time. But I want us to look at the testimony of various historians and scholars who have looked at the subject, because it indicates there that it is a number that can be calculated. It is the number of a man. Now, starting with the 1st century AD, there was a man called Irenaeus. That was in the 3rd century AD, I'm sorry. And he was looking at this matter. And he realized that when you look at the number of the founder, the name of the founder of Rome, Romulus. Remember that Romulus and his brother Remus were the people that built the city of Rome. Now, when you look at the name Romulus, in Hebrew, it becomes Romith. Now, in Hebrew, there are some letters that have a value, so that now when we add the values in those letters, we actually come up with the 666. Let's just do the mathematics here. R totals to 200. Then O is 6. Let me just write very fast here. T, then H. We'll move faster that way. So M gives us 40. I gives us 10. So there are two i's there. So that's 10. And then t equals to 400. And h does not have any value. So if we do the math here, that is 6. 4 plus 1 plus 1, that is also 6. And then 2 plus 4 is also 6. So that is the Hebrew language when you are looking at the founder of the city of Rome. Now another scholar, Andreas Helwig, writing in 1612, a book called Roman Antichrist, he looked at the title, the official title of the Pope of Rome, which roughly translates to Vicar of Christ, or the person that sits in the place of God on earth. Now that is the English title. But since the Romans use Latin, and the Church of Rome uses Latin as its official language, this same name written in Latin becomes Vicarius Filii Dei, like that. So again, let us look at the values of the letters in this official title of the Roman Pontiff, which title you find at the gate of the Lateran in the Vatican, and which title you also find written on the triple tiara crown or mitre that the Pope wears. So we'll try to do the mathematics once again. Vicar Reeves, and then Filii, then Dei. So in the Latin alphabet, V usually has a value of 5, I has a value of 1, C has a value of 100, A does not have any value, and so with R. So we come to the other I, which is another one down there, then another 5, and S does not have any value. Okay. So let's do the math there. 5 plus 1 plus that is 6, that is 7, that is 12. Carry 1, which we bring down there, and then we have that one coming down there. And then plus the value of Filii. Filii means son, but F does not have any value, but we have 1 there. Then we have 50, then we have 2 ones for Filii. So that totals to 53. And then we add the final part where D has the highest value. It is 500. E does not have any value, and we have 1 at the end. So if we do the mathematics there, that is 1, then 0, then 5, 501. Now, 112 plus 53 plus 501. 2 plus 3 plus 1, that is 6. 1 plus 5, that is 6. And 1 plus 5, that is 6. So that is the official title of the Roman Pontiff, or the Pope. Now, let's move ahead. Again, according to an ancient scholar by the name Alexander Hislop, he was a cleric. Alexander Hislop was very much concerned with the mysterious woman of Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5, where we're told that she has a title written on her forehead, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of that. And as Hislop investigated the matter, he actually wrote a book called The Two Babylons. A very, very monumental book insofar as unraveling the Babylon system, the religious system of Babylon, which has engulfed the entire world, how it operated during the ancient times and how it is operating today. So in this book, The Two Babylons, Hislop found that, in his research, he found that the ancient name for Rome, which was revealed only to the initiates of the Chaldean mysteries, was Saturnia. Saturnia. Or simply city of Saturn. Now Saturn, we understand that that is the planet, it's one of the planets outside there, and for the Romans it was a god of agriculture. And he was very much connected with a festival called the Saturnalia, which today is married to Christmas, because the Romans, the ancient Romans, they had a harvest festival or an agricultural festival from December 17th all the way to December 24th. It was called the Saturnalia. So today, Christmas involves both the elements of the Saturnalia plus now elements of the birth of the sun god, as we'll come maybe to investigate later on. So according to him, according to his research, the word Saturnia, which is the name for Rome in ancient Chaldean, also totals to 666, as we are going to see here. A has a value of 60. A does not have any value. T has a value of 400. U has a value of 6. R has a value of 200, and the others do not have any value. So let's do the math here. That is 6. Again, that is 6. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. So according to Chaldean, again, when you are talking about the name, the sacred name of Rome, it tallies to 666. Those are the testimonies of how many languages now? 3 languages: Latin, Roman, Hebrew, and now ancient Babylonian or Chaldean. Now, going further, we would look at the 6 letters that initially gave that the Romans used for values. The biggest letter was D, which, like we have already seen, had a value of 500. And then there was C with a value of 100. And then there is L with a value of 50, followed by X with a value of 10, followed by V with a value of 5, and followed by I with a value of 1. Those are the Roman letters that initially had a value. Okay, so let's see how what totals they bring us. So 5 plus 1, that is 6. 5 plus 1, that is 6. 5 plus 1, that is 6. So the Roman language, its values also tally to 666. Of course, we understand that M was also incorporated much later on, so that it has a value of 1000. But if we are dealing with the initial letters that used to stand for value, then that is the letters that had value, and we can see that they add to 666. Now, I would like us to take a break so that we can now go into a second part of this presentation. I hope that we shall continue to be with me even in the next session. Thank you.